me start here real quick. So Logan, let me answer your two questions while you're here. How do you get lower on your snap 1-2 break point? I'm not trying to be a dick, but like by getting lower. Like a lot of you guys who struggle with pad level, you do the same shit over and over and over. Coaches tell you to get lower, and you do the rep and it feels exactly the same to you. Like if a coach is telling you to get lower, then it needs to feel uncomfortable, right? Like the act of getting low, it needs to feel uncomfortably low because obviously whatever pad level you're comfortable playing at is too high. So like, to me, it's mental, like not getting low enough. Like I don't understand kids. I'll tell them over and over and over, get lower, and nothing happens. Like you can't do the same shit over and over and expect a different result. So to me, I would just say force yourself to be uncomfortable by exaggerating what you think is really exaggerating your pad level, and you'll get lower. Okay. The next one. Also, is it possible that my hands could be too small to catch 3 tennis balls? Yes, it's very possible. I love the 3 tennis ball drill. It's my favorite drill ever. I have found that some guys struggle with it so much that we just end up wasting time trying to catch 3 balls, and we can get more work in just catching 4 and getting more reps. So I would say if you really struggle with it, there's nothing really wrong with being super precise and catching the 4 balls. It's a little less challenging, but if you have the same level of focus and the same just discipline through that drill, it can be just as effective. So hopefully that helps a lot of you guys with the 4 balls versus 6 balls. Okay. And then my guy Tommy asked, what key things do you look for when watching opposing film? So we kind of just talked about this in the regular BeanTallk, right? So the first thing, Logan, hand stretching. So like start with 2, but also like just stretching your hands like will help. Like that'll help. But anyway, what key things do you look for when watching opponent film? So I think it starts with the overall defense, right? Like you want to get a handle for what kind of coverages do they play. What are their basic coverages? What are their basic alignments? Like what are their tendencies, right? Are they a 2-high team or a 1-high team? Are they a man team? Are they a zone team? Do the corners play inside leverage or outside leverage? Like the first thing you're looking for is you got to watch a lot of reps, and you have to accumulate a lot of reps to build tendencies, right? You have to watch 200 reps or 3 full games or 4 full games of plays to figure out, all right, what are their basic tendencies. Once you figure that out, then you want to start focusing on the specific individuals. And what I was talking about was like, when he plays inside leverage, what kind of a press corner is he? Is he a hands guy who's going to try and do hand combat and kind of like, be patient and be physical? Is he a motor mirror guy? Is he jumpy? Is he patient? Whatever, like those type of tendencies. And then as you realize those tendencies, you got to ask yourself, what plans can I use to win on these routes? All right, I want to win inside of the line on my post, my curl, and my slant. What are the best 3 releases for that I can use? And you practice those. I want to win outside on my go route, my comeback, my whatever, right? Like just break it down step by step and build a plan for each situation, and you rep the plans over and over. And that's how you prepare yourself to win a football game on film. And your coach should be doing a lot of that for you. Like a lot of what I'm saying is what I do for my players. I don't necessarily ask my players to do all that themselves. I don't think like most players can't handle all that thinking. But what I've realized is that most of you guys don't have coaches who do that stuff for you. So I'll give you the tools. But it's definitely a lot to think about. Like that's like some like professionals do that shit. Not a lot of high school, college kids are that thoughtful. Like hopefully you have a good coach. All right, let's get to the film. Let's get to the goddamn film. Berto, you're up. Oh, yeah, you sent a lot, bro. I got to actually... All right. I got to make sure we're going to fly through these. All right, here we go. All right, so I thought... So I thought a lot of your hip shifts were good. Like, I could tell you worked a lot on hip shifts and in some game-like situations. That one's kind of hard to see. That one comes later, I think. So we can start here. So like I liked what you're doing here. I thought you did just a bit too much. So like I like this, right? Boom, boom. And then I thought you just were being a little too patient with it all. Like you give him a hard stick like this, you gotta go now. You gotta go and you gotta get out of it. And I thought you were just doing a little too much with all the peak technique and all this shit. Like if this hip shift works, you don't need the hip. Like if that works, he's so far in chase mode that like just run and get it out of your break. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got to be really fucking good. Like that's a violent ass hip shift. If you use that shit at the right time, and you do a good job taking your shoulder away, like a lot of this technique is fucking good, bro. I think you got to trust more that shit worked, and you can't then add, like, only in one-on-ones you then add in, like, peak technique. Like, I just thought it was a little extra. I like what you're doing. I just don't think that this plan is that realistic. But again, right, like, this is the time to experiment. Like, bro, this is fucking great. The fact that I'm coaching you saying, yo, you're experimenting a little too much is fucking amazing. Like, don't let this hinder you. Don't let this, like, keep doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like keep fucking experimenting. Keep doing shit that may be a little too much. And, like just understand what's realistic, what's not. But, like, routes on air, guys, it's the time to try some shit. It's the time to, it's like when you're playing basketball by yourself, right? You don't just do one fundamentally sound crossover and go to the basket, right? You do, like, the between the legs, around the back, the spin, and then you fucking do some reverse layup because you're just like that's how Allen Iverson became Allen Iverson, was literally fucking around. Like, I remember hearing J.R. Smith talk about, J.R. Smith's known as, like, him and Paul Pierce were both known as, like, two of the best half-court shooters ever. How did they become that? Because they would always just fucking shoot a bunch of half-court shots, and, like, it ends up being a skill. So, relating back to this, hey, Luke, relating back to this, Berto, yes, do I think this whole plan is a bit too much with the change of speed, the peak technique, everything? Sure, but don't let that fucking kill your vibe. I love the creativity. I love what you're doing. Just just have a realistic, understanding of what's real and what's not. Like, this one's good. Boom, boom. You get inside of him, right? So this is a good plan. Give a good hip shift, get inside. Now he's on the outside shoulder, so now all you need is a sound break point at the top, and then go. So, Berto, you said on the comeback, would you try to beat him really bad on the crossover? Is the peak technique more effective? So, like, if he's a flat-footed corner, the crossover is going to be more effective. If he's a corner giving you a lot of space, like, the crossover is not going to work because he hasn't stopped his feet, so you got to use a peak technique type thing. Like, I think it's more based on his tendencies. You like, the way I view all this, guys, is you just need to add tools in your toolbox, right? Like, you need to keep stacking up tools, keep adding tools to your toolbox. It's not really my job to tell you when to use them. It's yours. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's this whole science plus creativity equals art thing, right? I'm providing you the science. I'm giving you the hammer. I'm giving you the screwdriver. I'm giving you the power drill, and I'm teaching you how to use them. But then, like, I'm not going to sit there step by step and say, hey, hammer in that nail there, hammer in, screw that one to, like, no, that's your fucking job to figure out how to build the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I view this thing, is like, I'll give you some tools, but then, like, you have to not rely on me for a lot of these answers, because it's based on what you are good at personally, what you are seeing in front of you, how the DB is playing you, things like that. So hopefully that makes sense. So, in general, I think if he's a soft shoe corner, then you got to use more of a peak technique. And if he's flat-footed, use the hip shift. But again, I can't really answer that. All right. Some of these comebacks, Berto. By the way, your break points look pretty good. All right, let's watch this false accelerate, because everyone's going to be talking about this. All right, false accelerate progression. This is very good. The only thing I don't like, okay, all my cleats in the ground. Good, right? What I don't like, see how you're popping up right there? I don't want you popping up. I want you driving out. Does that make sense? So I don't love that your pad level is popping up. Like, you should stay low. All the force, all the energy that's taking, you're pushing this foot and directing your force up in the sky. Take that energy and direct it out, away from the corner who's back there. Okay, I hope all you guys see this. This is fucking a great point, and I'll probably make a little tape out of this. All right? Everything is good about this. I think you can get your hips involved a little bit more. I think you can sink a little bit more on that, but it's kind of hard in this drill sometimes. Everything is good. Violent steps, all my cleats in the ground. I'm not reaching. My last thing out of my break is my eyes. Everything's perfect, except now you're popping up instead of driving away from the defender, right? And that's just, you're coming out of this break slower than you need to. Like, you're doing everything perfect. You deserve to come out of it perfectly, and you're not, just because you're directing your force in the wrong direction, directing it up instead of out. Really important nuance, guys, that, like, listen, this is one of your first Bean Talks with us. Don't even worry about this coaching point, because you probably don't even have the steps down. Berto's been to a couple of my training sessions. He's been doing this 2 months already. Like, he's getting pretty advanced with it. So that's really like a final step of a nuanced kind of coaching point. All right, pressure step progression. You're reaching. All right, I don't like this. See how you're hopping for this? See how I don't like that. I'm not leaving my feet. That's not a powerful position. That's not a sudden position. You're not threatening me vertical. Something's going on here, right? Don't hop. The whole key to this is to learn not to reach. This is you can't reach any more than you are right here. So you're just developing bad habits, right? I need to snap this foot right down in front of me. Okay, let's review real quick. Okay, all right, this one's pretty good, right? Again, okay, this one's not bad by my boy Trey. Watch Trey, right? Underneath him. See how he's not reaching as much? Oh, he's reaching a little bit. I don't love this rep. Here we go. This is Drummel. This is one we watched that day. Drummel is the best of most guys, right? So we talked about this. So watch this one. This one we were fucking around. But again, the whole point of this drill is everything is underneath me, right? Like underneath me. Underneath me. He's not reaching. He you know what I mean? It's all within his framework. So that's my coaching point, Berto. I don't think I need to go much more into it. You're pretty smart. Don't reach, don't jump, and snap it right down right underneath you. If you have more questions, watch that pressure step video I already made. All right, moving on. Berto, let me know if that doesn't help. I can go back. All right, next guy. Who did I say I was going to do next? I know Jap is here, so Jap, we'll go to you. Liam just joined. Liam, I have some of your film. Dennis Mack just joined. I got some of your film, Dennis. So here's what I got, just so you guys know. I hope you guys are on. We did Berto. We got Dennis, Liam. Logan's not here, so I'll do him last. Dennis, Liam, Nolan, Oliver. Oliver, I might just end up emailing my comments to you, but I'll try and get through everybody else, and we'll rock from there. I'm going to get to Jappa real quick. All right, so these are your one-on-ones. I'm going to do those last. I want to do the drill stuff. It's a little more relatable, but the one-on-ones do help. All right, let's get this drill stuff right quick. All right, that third step's just a little bit outside your framework. See how like I want that. Wow, this is going to be good. I already know what I'm going to show you. It's going to be a good little image right here. All right, I want that. To look more like that. See the difference, Jappa? See how so guys, see this? Watch how Jappa's getting stuck on this one to the left right here. See how this is all the way outside his framework and reaching? He gets out of this smooth as fuck. It's right underneath him. All his cleats are in the ground. See the difference there in that picture? Okay, that's like that. This is really good body mechanics at the top of the false accelerate. This is not great. Okay, and then watch Jappa getting stuck out of this a little bit. See that little delay right there? Like that'll kill you versus the best DBs we see, right? 1, 2, 3. That'll get you. Whereas like we're just doing the drill here, but watch how smoothly my boy in the beanie. Look how smoothly he gets out of this. Not a single wasted second getting out of that shit. Not a single wasted second getting out of that. Right? Watch Richie James. Right? Nothing's reaching. It's all underneath him. That's the key right there. All right, let's continue on. That shit got me fired up when I knew how good of an example that would be. Much better. Much better. Right? Underneath you, out of it smoother. Good shit. Good shit. What's a square break? Oh, it's just a curl. Good. You just get your chest over your toes more. Your body's going one way. You need a little more forward body lean. A little more forward body lean. Like, I don't know. I just feel like your legs are. Yeah, this is a trigger step too. I saw it. I just feel like, again, you're just kind of reaching. Like, I don't like this. Like, I don't like that your body's going one way and your feet are going the other, right? Like, I need everything more aligned, more underneath you. It's really the same coaching point as before. You're just reaching on that third step a little bit too much. Get that underneath you and get out of it. That's not bad. Keep running out of it. Like, these are, some are better than others. It's not bad. Just get that more in front of you, less out to the side. More in front of you, less out to the side. All right, I'm going to go into your one-on-ones. Yeah, we saw this one in the. All right, hey, real quick before we do these one-on-ones. All right, there's only 13 of us watching, and you're probably all in the Instagram group already. Anybody who's a $15 member, who's an all-access member or higher, download WhatsApp. I guess I'll post about it tomorrow. Download WhatsApp, and that's where the $15 group chat is gonna be. where we'll evaluate film and all that stuff. So we're going to move that to WhatsApp because right now I can't include everybody in the group chat. It's a limited number. So if you're listening now, just make a note to yourself. It's going to be a requirement. Download WhatsApp, and we will have some group chats in there. All right, because Japa sent this to the thing. It just reminded me. All right, so this is good. Good change of speed. Here's a good example of change of speed, pairing routes together, right? These first two routes, I already know what they're going to be. A little whip return. There's a whip route, right? You step a little bit. Same problem here, Japa. Right? Feet are going one way, torso's going the other. Like, finish the work with your feet first. Got any guys who are slipping on routes, it's normally because of this. Normally because you're trying to get out of it too soon and you're not, like, just let your feet get you out. You're using your upper body to lead you out of it. Let your feet lead you out of it. Do the work with your feet and you'll come out of it fine. Don't try and pull your upper body through it. See what I'm saying? You haven't really gotten that second step in the ground. You're looking a little early. That's why you're slipping. But I like the change of speed. I like the pace. And now you use the same change of speed, the same pace, and go boom, boom, and get a little return option route. Good shit. I like that. See, this is a nice plan. See, I was a little faster, Berto, than you were. Like he didn't use the hip shift, so he has time for this kind of peak technique and then get out, right? I think it's got to be one or the other. Because this guy's kind of backing off. There's no need for that hip shift. He's staying loose. So now just weave him, threaten vertical, peak, boom. Good break point, and you're going to win. That's money. That's good shit. Yeah, Japo, you slip a lot, and I think that's your problem. I think it's just body mechanics. Ooh, that's shifty right there, boy. Give me this. Give me a little three-piece, This is like Cooper Kupp talking about I think in threes, right? 1, 2, 3. DBs jump on the second one. Give him that third one, went across his face. Good job. I'm watching one more, Jap, and then I got to cut you off because we got to get to everybody. Pads are a little high here. I don't like that. See how you're standing straight up right here? So you went to this post cut. You went to the post cut right here. And I don't believe you're running a post because you stood straight up. If you're running a post, if you're really running a post by me, if you're really going to run a post to go score a touchdown over here, your pads would be low, you'd be accelerating. Right? I don't believe you're running a post for 1 second because you're standing straight up looking for the ball. Use your body language to make it look like you're running post. Accelerate through that shit and stay low, and it won't be as much of a transition. Your feet are pretty good there, but you can make that look like post more. All right, you're the best, kid. I'm moving on. Who else? What'd I say? Liam's here, right? Liam, let's rock. I think, Liam, I think you sent these to me a while ago, bro. But we're just gonna go over them anyway. So, reaching a bit much, right? Like, we want to slam that foot down underneath us more than we want to jump for it, right? We don't want to really leap for it. There's an element of reaching for these false accelerators. There's an element of reaching. I don't know how else to put it, but there's a fine line, right? We want, like, you're pushing out. Like, again, we're trying to stop ourselves, right? So if I'm trying to stop myself, I want to direct my force down. I want to bring that shit down, right? So, yeah, the clips that are sent to me, J-Day, are only the $15 members. And for any of you guys wondering, if you guys want clips sent, it's just like that. The only membership right now that allows film evaluation is the $15 one and the $100 one. If you're wondering what the $100 one gets, we basically just talk every single day, and anything you need, I'm there. All right, so again, right, watch Liam. See how he's snapping his weight down? You see that? And how he's sinking down, and like, he's not so much pushing off that back leg as much as he's dropping that front leg. Right? You see that subtle difference? Whereas for you, you're not dropping, you're leaping out. Right? I hope you can see that difference. Just sink your hips more and snap down more because we're trying to stop ourselves. And then if you do, you can be more powerful with 2 and 3. Like, you're coming out a little early. See how your head is coming out a little bit early? Like, I need more violent. Like, that's a pretty violent step. That one's timid. That one's timid. Like, slam those feet in the ground with the same intensity that you slammed the first 2 in the ground, and you're coming out as pretty soft. The same problem as Berto. You're raising up right there instead of pushing out. Watch them. Push out, get out. Push out, get out. See how they're not raising up? Push out, get out. He raises up a little bit, but he snapped that shit down so violently. Does that make sense though? Like, we want to direct our force out in a way, not up, raising up. All right, so this was fine. I watched one before. Like, again, you're reaching just a tad too much. Most guys have the problem of not reaching enough. I don't want you, like, this drill is what's developing this habit, right? You're actually leaving your feet in this drill. That's not ideal. See how Juwann's getting this down right in front of him? See the difference there? Directing that force down. So this is great teaching for all you guys. This is really good. Directing that force down. That's what that's what I talk about when I talk about getting your hips involved, is like directing that force down. He's reaching a bit too much. And now the thing I didn't see, like, these two steps aren't terrible, but you never show me getting out of it. Especially getting out of it. I want to see you getting out of it. So finish that for me, Liam. Give me the 1, 2, 3. So get rid of this cone, right? Trust your steps. So what are you running? I gotta do a video about this. All right. I could do a video on like a guide. Let me write this down right quick. Hold on. I could do a video of a guide for you guys of steps versus depth, okay? Depth is the most overrated coaching point for receivers. Trust your steps, and as long as the timing is right, nobody tells Matt Ryan, Matt Ryan doesn't tell Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu to get the same depth. He just needs them open with the same time. If it takes Julio Jones 15 yards and Sanu 13 yards, the quarterback adjusts. So that's why I'm big on steps, okay? By the way, I'm posting a 100-day catching program. Some of you guys have seen this. Like, I know, Jap, but you've seen it. Most of you guys haven't. But it's basically a challenge for you guys to catch 100 balls every day for 100 days, and that's our 10,000 catches. I'm going to post the beginning of that tomorrow, so look forward to that. It's going to be fucking a cool little challenge amongst ourselves. All right, so as I talk, right, let's start right here, and maybe this will better demonstrate kind of my point. Okay, so let's go to type break. Let's go to Mohamed Sanu. All right, so this is why I talk about counting steps, right? Because it was right here before I move too fast. Right here, okay, you look like you're running for the cone. You don't look like you're running and selling vertical. You look like you're a bit robotic. See how you're staring at this cone, you're aiming for it, you're taking these like kind of just calculated steps. Like, you just need to fucking run and trust your feet. You need to run. You're not threatening me vertical here. You look like you're running robotically, not like you're running to win a race vertically. Okay? So, and like part of that to me is because you're aiming for a cone. There's no cones in football. So fuck this cone. Trust your feet. So if you're running a 14-yard comeback, I'll explain to you what this is. Okay? And here's an 18-yard comeback. It's your 5th outside type break. 1, 2, 3, 4, drop 1, 2, 3. All right? Now don't let this confuse you too much. We haven't gone over this break point. It's for deeper comebacks. If you run deeper comebacks, we can go over this. But the point is, look how Sanu just looks like he's running. He doesn't look like he's calculating steps. He's running and trusting his feet. He's in a rhythm that he's done before. It's like the same way, right? That like, if you've ever played music, right? When you're there on the concert, you're not reading the music notes anymore. Wow, some of these metaphors. I hope Luke is watching, bro. Some of these metaphors are fucking great. So let's listen to this. This fucking makes sense. So if I'm a saxophone player, I practice, I read the notes, I memorize a song over and over and over and over, right? I read each letter until it becomes, but then once I'm out there for the final performance, I'm not fucking reading the notes anymore. I've done it so many times that I'm just fucking playing. Like, I've done it so many times that like I'm just playing. Like Jay-Z is not memorizing the words he already wrote. He's just fucking flowing, boy. He's just out there fucking rapping, right? It's no different than when you're playing wide receiver. Like when you get to the game, when you actually run the route, like, you're not actually counting your steps and being so calculated. You're just fucking balling, and this shit has become second nature. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but that was a pretty good one. So hopefully that makes sense. So a quick one for you. Maybe this is what we'll do. No, you know what? I'm going to do a post about this. I'm not going to waste our time right now. I'm going to do a full post. A 14-yard comeback would be a false accelerate break point on your 4th inside step. Okay? All right. Yeah, good. I'm glad. So you get it. So I'm going to move on just so we get through everybody. But yeah, so if you're running a 14-yard comeback, Liam, take your release, whatever, and now that next inside step is your first step. You take your release. After the release, your next inside step is your next step, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, snap 1, 2, and get out. That's kind of a good way too, right? So here it is. So if my inside foot's up, right? These are my 2 feet, right? I'm running a 14-yard comeback. It's 1, 2, 3, And now this next one, I'm snap 1, 2, and I'm driving out. And everything, all your outside routes, for the most part, should be counted off steps. Those are your musical notes that you build to create your song. Like, I really do think route running is so rhythmic, bro. If you tell me that you're running an 18-yard comeback, and I know it's your 5th outside false accelerate, I can close my eyes and tell you if it's a good route or not based on the rhythm. Because I know what a good comeback sounds like. It's violent steps. You hear the 1, 2, 3, 4, drop 1, 2, 3. Like, all great routes share the same rhythm. All right, last one for you, Liam. Hip shift progression, just tighten everything down. Right? Your hands are getting wide, so your feet are a little too wide. Like, we don't want that. Keep everything tight, because right now you're when these hip shifts, right, are designed to cross a DB over. When you get him off balance, what's he gonna do? He's gonna shoot his hands. Right now you're getting your fucking heart taken out. So keep those hands tight, ready to protect your chest. Right now he's literally snatching your heart out of your body, like he's fucking what's his face from the Marvel movies. But anyway, you understand? So keep your arms tighter. We don't need all this waving around. Keep them tighter so you're ready to protect your chest. And because your arms are getting so wide, your legs are getting a little too wide. Right? I need a back and forth. Everything's tight. Everything's violent. All right. So there's my advice there. Who else is on? Dennis, you're on, right? What's up, Adam? Yo, I gotta respond to your text. I haven't hit Juwann up yet. Adam, if you can hear me, I gotta hit Juwann, and I'll get back to you about what we talked about. All right, Dennis. So same exact conversation as I was just having with Liam. See how you're reaching for this? There's nothing about this is snapping down. Nothing about this is snapping down. You're gaining too much ground, and then you're stopping yourself on 2 steps, and you do a pretty good job in these 2 steps. But if you don't this trigger step's the key to everything. This trigger step isn't stopping your momentum really at all. And if you try and do that when you're running a 14-yard comeback, you'll never get out of it in time. So again, same thing, right? You need to direct your force down to the ground. Down through the ground. Every step is used to stop yourself. Your stance and start's very good, by the way. Which I thought was kind of an issue for you on film at times. Make sure that's so here's my problem, guys. You want you know what? Let's fucking, Marco, I'm going to use you as an example because this is why I fucking hate. You guys hear this Deion Sanders clip about why he fucking hates this hand placement and why if you're a receiver, you deserve to get your ass jacked the fuck up with this hand placement? Okay? Because of this. Because your hands go out. They go out to the side and then come up. It's like a lot of wasted movement to get into this shit. If you just had them relaxed by your side, there's not this wasted time of getting started and fucking setting my hand. Like, just because Odell does it doesn't make it fucking effective, guys. Like, I think this is a huge waste, and a DB who's going to shoot his hands deserves to fuck you up because no matter what, even if you want to shoot your hands up right away, they're going to come out first and then around, right? If your hands just start fucking relaxed next to your side, then you just bring them right up. There's none of this fucking wasted bullshit. And Marco, this is not an attack on you because every fucking player who's ever fucking put their hands in this stupid fucking placement does the same shit. But you guys all think it looks cool because Odell has fucking blonde hair and has fancy cleats and shit. But like, Odell's not the most fundamentally sound fucking player either. He's just got the best body control I've ever seen. Like, just understand, like, again, I don't really give a fuck. I want you guys to be comfortable. So if you feel like this gives you confidence or this is where you're comfortable, like Mohamed Sanu does this and I'm not fucking motherfucking him for it. Like, do what you want to do, guys. I want you to be comfortable. I'm just explaining to you the fundamental flaws of putting your hands crossed in your stance. No matter what you do, I don't care if you think you are, there is not a player alive who takes their hands crossed and brings them up crossed like this right away. You are always going to waste time bringing them down to the side first. Now my chest is exposed, and then I'm bringing them up. All right, now back to your false accelerator progression. Again, you're just reaching too much. All right, same exact problem as Liam. I don't want that. I want you snapping down. Snapping down. I hope that made sense on the hand placement. That was the best I've ever explained it. It's not bad. It's pretty good. We did this drill when we were together, didn't we? Yeah, it's pretty good right there. So again, I think you're reaching for this trigger step just a little bit too much. Just like your arms again, it's nitpicky. You're reaching for it just a bit too much, overemphasizing it a bit too much. I want it to be smooth. Sorry, but that's pretty good right there. That's pretty good right there. I like this. It's pretty fucking good. Snap 1-2. Snap 1-2. Turn your hips a little bit more. That's not bad, bro. Yeah, just turn your hips a little bit more. On that second step, right? That's a pretty good trigger step. Turn inside a bit more. Because see how like you're not quite all the way turned? So see this? Hopefully this pauses. See this? Ah, fuck you. All right, see that right there? Again, same example. But see how he's just a little bit more open, right? And now you're not quite as open, so that hip transition for you is just a little bit more difficult. That little like struggle to open your hips up and get in and out of this, right? Just get your body turned inside more, and you'll get in and out of it as fluidly as these guys do. See what I'm saying? So that's my advice on that. But that looks better than the actual standing false accelerate. Now, what I'll say is, guys, right, a lot of you guys look better with the false accelerate once you start to move because it's more natural, right? It's really awkward standing straight. I think that the standing false accelerate is so important when you learn what the right mechanics are to do them right. Like, that's the shit that builds it. It can create bad habits if you do it wrong, but once you know how to do it right, like, that's the foundation. Even though it feels awkward, like, once you learn to slow it down step by step, believe it or not, it makes it easier to do it full speed, 1,000 miles an hour. All right. That's good. Just open your stride more. Open your stride more and really attack that shit. Like, make it as hard as possible. Like, this is a good drill for body control. Right? Make this shit as hard as possible, those pressure steps, to stick it. Don't be gentle with it. Hit them shits full stride, but then learn to snap down full stride. Hit it full stride, but then keep it right underneath your body. But where's the one where you get out of it? Is this one? Is this the one? Last one I'm watching for you, Mark. That's pretty good. Hold, and then burst out. Yeah, you're doing a good job matching your feet. I just think you can open your stride more, get a little more forward body lean. Just challenge yourself to do that full speed, and you'll be all right. All right, we did Liam. We did these three. We got Logan. We got Nolan. All right, Logan, I'm doing yours real quick. I know Logan's not here, but this will be good for you guys. All right, the duck walk isn't bad. Same kind of conversation. See how he's like feet are leaving the ground and he's pushing up? I don't want you pushing up. I want you pushing side to side and get these hips involved more. All right. Okay, so I don't like how you're popping straight up, Logan. Like, why are you popping up? That's never good. Not popping up. I need to create force going out. Right? Like, it's the same. It carries from your duck walk. Your duck walk, you're popping up. You're picking your feet up. Right? And your knees are uncomfortably inside your shins right there. But now here you're popping up. You're not crossing them over. You're popping up. Now look what you do. You pop right up and you don't get any explosion off this last release. Because you're popping up in the drill and not directing your momentum to the right place. Now you pop up coming out of this last release. Like, you're not crossing anybody over like that. You're not bursting out of anything. You're just showing your eyes right away. Like, that's not good. That's actually developing bad habits. We can't pop up. We got to go side to side, burst out, and then fucking gain ground. That's better. Way better. Way better. Keeping that low pad level, but you got to burst out of the last cone. Guys, this fucking drill is pointless if you don't burst out of the last cone. Like, give me a game speed rep. That's not bad. Like, get some rhythm, but then burst out of that shit. All right, just be less robotic here. Like, just very robotic. Like, I think the cones are a little bit too close together, but like, that's so, like, you're so calculated. Like, just play basketball. Just be smooth, be rhythmic. I like how you're switching up tempos, But just be smooth, be rhythmic. All right, this circle is way too fucking big. Smooth, rhythmic. All right, this circle's way too, like, big. Fuck me. Jesus, this video's... All right, just too round. Like, you're going too round, okay? It's hard to tell with that. You're going a little too round with that circle. That's pretty fucking good right there. This shit right here is pretty fucking good. Right underneath you, push off. Yeah, that's pretty fucking good, bro. That's some good shit. Don't drag that back foot and just get that back foot through. Get that back foot through. Here's the exaggerated joint. It's pretty good, man. I like your speed cuts, bro. I like your speed cuts. Don't drag your back foot here. Don't drag your back foot. Don't drag your back foot. Pick that shit up. Now burst out. Nah, see, you're not matching your shit here. Now you're kind of taking full strides there. Now your strides get tiny all of a sudden when you got to burst out. You're rushing and you're changing your tempo. It's got to match. Violent. Stop dragging your feet. All right, now the same stride length. Don't shorten it up all of a sudden and become quick. It's not what this is about. It's about being powerful, not about being quick. That's a little better. All right, Logan, that's all I got for you right now. Nolan, moving on. Sorry, here we go. All right, so let me answer this real quick. So, no, listen. Dennis said, is there a point in dragging in general, or is it just a waste of movement? There's no benefit to dragging your feet other than I truly believe it started, I'm not trying to be funny. I truly believe that people drag their feet because they think it fucking looks cool to kick up dust behind them. Like, I think they see Odell do it in some fucking slow motion video on fucking Instagram and think, yo, I want to make the turf pop up like Odell. And they drag their feet to emulate Odell or emulate guys who can get away with it. Dragging your feet has no purpose. It doesn't slow you down. It just fucking trips you up. It just is wasted movement. Like, like if I'm stopping myself, right? False accelerate, snap, 1, 2. The key to the false accelerate is snap and then get that second step in front of me and slam it in the ground. When I drag it, now I get all this momentum. I'm leaning forward and my foot is late getting there, and I get no power on the second step, and then I got too much on the third step. Right? Nolan, we're about to watch your film. I'm glad you just joined. All right, so does that make sense? Like, if I'm speed cutting, I need to push off and get that second step through as fast as I can to change direction. If it's dragging behind me, I'm just delaying that process. Yeah, but even that, the speed cut's different. Speed cut, you're accelerating through. It certainly makes no fucking sense or a pressure step. You're accelerating through. It makes no sense to drag your feet. But even people think dragging your feet helps you stop. Even that is a waste of fucking movement because the way you stop is pounding your feet into the ground, not dragging it to stop yourself. So slam that first foot in the ground, pick your feet up and slam the second foot in the ground. That's how you maximize each step. Dragging your feet is the fucking kryptonite to that. I'm just going to have a moment with you guys. I'm pretty proud of this fist being your feet thing. I feel like it's pretty effective, and I don't think anybody's ever done that before. This shit is fucking dope. All right, anyway. No, this is not bad. I like your wiggle. You're being a little shifty. I can see a little hip wiggle in there. You're just too wide. Like, you actually got some wiggle. You're sinking your hips. Like, look at his hips going back and forth. Like, that's not natural. Like, no offense to Logan, but Logan's hips were not going like this. And that's just like a natural thing. Logan can work through it by making it more natural and making it second nature and getting used to the movement. Like, Logan can improve, but I think Nolan just has a certain level of wiggle. It's just kind of, you guys can see the difference. That's pretty good. Now you just got to tighten everything up. You're just too wide, but that's some good wiggle, bro. You got some good natural wiggle. Just tighten everything up and be a little more sudden. Give me that, boy. That's good shit right there, baby. So just pick this back foot up. Don't drag it, right? Like, I don't really care what you do with it. Like, I don't really know what to tell you to do with it. Just don't leave it back there. Like, hang it somewhere, like, balanced underneath your body. Okay? Because I want you to practice bringing that foot through, but we're still actually in a balance. Like, I like what Nolan's doing here, how he's really holding it. Like, this proves to me that you have body control. This proves to me that you're stable. And then watch him match his feet. Right there. Same full stride, powerful cuts. That's pretty fucking good. That's pretty fucking good. I like that. I like that. All right. Oh, it's funny, man. All y'all got the same fucking problem. All right, Nolan, you just joined. Damn, yo, this is crazy that 3 of you guys have the same fucking problem on this drill. All right. I apologize for the guys that have heard this for the 3rd time, but hopefully you'll all stop making this fucking mistake. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Oh, these are old ones? All right, then I'll stop watching them. Send me new ones. I don't know where the new ones are then. If you want to email them to me right now, I'll get them. Is this new? This shit's pretty good. Maybe this is new. We can review this anyway. So you do a great job with your body control, or a great job selling vertical, right? Watch how his pads don't change. Even pads, even pads, even pads, eyes to the DB's skull. Boom, I'm pushing off. Now, you don't need to dip like this. I don't think dipping really helps you on a speed cut. I just want you to be powerful. Like, create more power. Instead of absorbing the shock with your knee and dipping down, like, keep your leg a little bit more stiff and just fucking propel yourself to the sideline. And then that way, you'll get this second step in front of you more. See how the second step is a little bit underneath you and it kind of slows you up around this corner? Like, I want you to open your stride and get that second step like to right here. You know what I'm saying? If you're more powerful off this step, you can do that instead of sinking down like you're doing. And you keep your arms pumping, but honestly, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, these are the new ones. These are the speed cuts you sent me, right? Yeah. All right, these are the new ones. That one's better. You're not reaching as much. You're not dipping down as much. But still, just be more powerful. It's like fucking. This isn't bad. Just watch your foot placement. You're slightly stepping out to the side. You can step that right in front of you, not to the side, but just right in front of you, and it'll be a little better. That's pretty good, bro. That's pretty good. Just because we started on it, I guess it's old, but maybe you've gotten better at it, maybe you haven't. Just everyone had this problem today, Nolan. You're leaping for this first step. I don't want you to leap. I don't want you to jump and leave the ground, right? I want this first step to come right here, like right underneath you, right there, not out there, down right there, and force all your momentum down into the ground. Like you're good. Like you're gonna get this down perfectly once you do that. You'll stop yourself more with that second step. It won't be so extended. But those second 2 are pretty good. You're good, bro. Your fundamentals are very good. All right, I'm getting to Oliver. Logan, I might get back to your videos if we got time. We got 13 minutes. All right. Oliver is a new member. I think we welcomed to the family last week. He just upgraded to the $15 membership today to have his film reviewed. Where do you play, Oliver? You play somewhere in Europe, right? I only know this because this is the worst DB play I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, listen, bro, this is great. I mean, you're false stepping a little bit. This is the absolute worst DB play I think I've ever seen in the history of football. Whew, that kid struggles. So like you Oliver, yeah, right. You're in Sweden. It's just like funny. Like in my opinion, tell me if you disagree. I think that of all the positions I saw in Europe, all the football I saw, I coached like 500 kids. DBs are by far the worst position group in Europe. Like, not even fucking close. Like, they are by far the worst position group, these DBs. Pathetically bad. Pathetically bad. Anyway. Doesn't take away the fact that you fucking do what you gotta do to get the job done. Now, all right, let's fix this false step. All right, so see how the first thing you're doing is picking this foot up? Right? So go watch the stance and start video I just put out, Oliver. I don't know if you were a member when I put it out. I put it out like a couple days ago, last week. All right, fix your stance and start. Fix your stance and start so you're not picking that foot up, right? Like I'd like you to have more forward body than I'd like this knee to be like right here, to be over your toes a little more. Okay? And then that way you won't false step as much. But like, bro, if he's gonna just give you this, like we don't need to worry about releases. Like, just do this. Take one hard jab step and just fucking go. Like, this is a good lesson for all you guys, right? Like what I've realized is a big struggle of mine when I coach kids who aren't at the highest level is that I know too much. I know enough to coach the best players in the world, but that doesn't mean I have to teach that to you guys, right? So Oliver, as we go through this, the more releases we learn, like, you don't need to get fancy. Sometimes it just complicates things. It makes something simple more difficult, right? Beating that kid right there is pretty fucking simple. Does that make sense? So don't get caught in the allure of using some fancy releases because they look cool. Like, use what's practical. If you play in high school and the DBs are shitty, like, just win on your release and do your job. And so does that make sense? Like so many guys, last summer I got caught teaching the hezi release and the inside hezi and all this shit. I don't want to teach a lot of different releases anymore. I want to teach a foundation of a few releases and let you expand on them. But I think it's important to keep it simple. And I think this is a good example of, like, this is a really good explosive route, but it's just simple. Like, just run right by the fucking guy. If he's going to give it to you, fuck him. All right, but enough with that kid, because Oliver, you're much better than that kid is making you look, because that shit. So again, right, same thing with your stance and start. See all that? It's just wasted movement, right? So on those plays where you're like, fuck, I wish I had another half second at the top of my route. Damn, if only I had another split second to get open, we would have caught it and we would have won the Super Bowl. Well, here's your split second right here. That's you wasting it right there at the line of scrimmage. Right? This is why stance and start is so important. So again, here's how you get in the stance. Align your back knee with your front heel. Stand straight up. Forward body lean. Knee over my toe. Chest over my toe. Knee over my toe. Chest over my toe. Knee behind my toe. Chest behind my toe. See the difference? When Mohamed Sanu pushes off, there's no wasted movement. He's just pushing right off. No dipping down. He's just out. That's Tim Wright. He's just out. When you're pushing off, you're dipping down. Oh, that's even worse than it was before. See what I'm saying? Knee behind your toe, chest behind your toe. And now you have to dip down. And you guys might think it's slight, but again, when you say to your quarterback, if only I had another half second, that's what it's about. So hopefully all you guys can see that. That's two really good examples. All right, here we go. Now, it's actually not bad, bro. So you're using the tight break, which is pretty good. So you got this. I believe in this a lot. So you guys like these curl routes, post curls, kind of like Brandon just joined. Remember, we used to run the fuck out of these at Bosco. Hit this post step on your third or fourth outside step. Post step it to a tight break. Post step, drop 1, 2, 3. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just stay low. See how your eyes are coming too early? See how all where your eyes are coming before your feet are done? Finish your feet. Post step, and then drop 1, 2, 3 and come run out of it. It's exactly what he did right here, actually. So here's his step, the way it really should, or here's his route, the best way it could look. Right, he smokes him on this release, but then watch. Post step, drop 1, 2, 3. See how his eyes are coming later? He's kind of exploding out us a little bit more. Post step, drop 1, 2, 3, and come running out. Joseph, you said, sorry. What's the drill I put on YouTube for forward lean out of the stance? I don't think I have a drill. It's just like, I was just critiquing Juwann. I mean, if you look on the Instagram page, look on Patreon, I put all the stance and start stuff up there. But I don't know any fucking stance. I don't have any stance and start drills. I just make you do stance and start every day. Hold on, I'm looking for this right quick. What other questions do you guys have? Anything? Of course, this shit's not gonna fucking work. Just my fucking luck. All right, hold on 1 second. Yeah, we can go over coverage triangle. My computer's literally fucking freezing up right now. I searched for the word stance in my computer, and it's going on overdrive. It shows you how many times I must have fucking written the word stance. My lord. All right. Nolan, can we take a quick look at the arrow drill you just sent me? Yeah. We might have to go overtime in this BeanTallk, which means we'll have to start over and come back. It's going to kick us out after an hour. We had 8 minutes. All right, I got nothing to say on that one. Oliver, I'm going to email you with some more feedback, and we're good there. Okay. All right, so we're going to go over. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to spend. I'll stay on here till like 10:20. I'm going to look at Nolan. All right, so a couple guys sent me film. So I'm going to look at Nolan's film real quick, and Jappa sent me some example of him dragging his feet, which we can argue about why I don't like it, even though he thinks it's good. I haven't even seen it yet. I'm going to go over those few technique things. We're going to restart, and then we'll talk about coverages for like 15, 20 minutes. Brandon, how's your hamstring? Snap 1, 2. What's this twisting that's going on here? This looks good, Nolan. And then you're like, what's that extra twist? I can't really fucking tell because like the angle. I don't know why why is your foot coming like out to the side right here? Just make sure you're powering off that seems weird, but like this looks good like that. I like the way you're attacking it and everything. I don't know, that foot thing is fucking weird. Let's see if we can figure this out right here. Yeah, I just feel like you're kind of the problem with the most recent one. Fuck me, I can never open the right fucking email from you. All right, good, B. That's good to hear. I don't need to see you next week if you're fucking hurt. You just need to be healthy. Yeah, it's pretty good. So you're just not. You're just not being powerful enough. That step's not powerful enough. You're not sinking your hips. You gotta knee yourself in the chin. Like you need to get more out of this step, more out of that step. You're not slamming these feet into the ground. All these steps are gentle. Now you're a good athlete and you got good body control, so you're getting out. But see how like soft you're coming out of that, right? Because you're not powering. You gotta power in and out. All right, and I don't think I need to show the Richie James clip again for you to get that. You just see the difference between you and Richie James. Richie was slamming all his momentum into the ground. You're kind of staying a little too upright. Everything's a little too timid. Like trust this shit. Trust this fucking shit. Richie James has got to be one of the most celebrated players on my page who's done nothing in his career. Although I do think he's very talented. So like again, like you're right there, bro. You're very close. Like that's pretty good body position. You're getting turned. You're just not violent. You're not creating any force out of that step. See how you're just you're taking 2 steps and going nowhere because you're just not powerful enough. That's too much for me, right? You're reaching too much. You're extending too much. Yeah, if the 4th step and the trigger step goes underneath you, you don't go anywhere, just like this. Jappa, right? Like, watch how he's coming out of this shit soft because that 4th step doesn't go anywhere. That's the problem. But the only way you create force on your 3rd step, the way you get rid of the 4th step being underneath you is this step being more powerful. The only way for this step to be more powerful is to use these 2 steps to stop yourself more. It's all connected. As soon as one step fails, all the others are fucked. Every step's got to be perfect. That's got to be less of a reach, more slamming right there underneath you to stop yourself. You got to slam that 2nd foot into the ground more. And now that 3rd step, you don't even need to stop yourself. You just use it to fucking explode out because you were so violent with 1 and 2. And now when you use that 3rd step to explode out, this step lands in front and you burst out. It's all connected. That's the science of it, right? So Nolan, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, we are going to look at Jappa's foot drag. Actually, I can't wait to see. What were you saying, Joseph? Coach, I'm going to send you all my film later tonight. Don't worry about it, bro. I can get back to you privately, or, whatever. Just, it's all a work in progress here. Let's see what Jappa, see if he can change my mind. I'm always willing. Okay, all right. You know what? You win. If you're going to use a toe drag, I don't think it's a bad use of a toe drag. I don't think it's a bad use of a toe drag. But that's not getting in and out of routes. You know what I'm saying? All right, I did say the quote that toe drags are always a waste of movement, and I'll give you that you prove me wrong. I fuck with that. I fuck with that little toe drag as a little hesitation move. Right, don't like it in speed outs. I don't like it on the false accelerates, but as a little fucking dickum one-on-one move right there, fine. I think you rushed the double move a little bit. I think you could have been more patient. But yeah, that shit, everyone's gonna steal that shit. Yeah, good hezzy, good that shit. I think I'm cool with that. I like that part. I think you can drag your feet for that. But back to the double move part, you rushed it, right? You don't need to rush it. It doesn't need to be a 50-yard throw. You know what I'm saying? But you go so fast, you're such in a rushing into your route, he can't even throw you the ball. You're too deep. You need to make him bite on this shit, right? It's kind of like the same expression, press release is like wiping your own ass. A double move is like wiping your own ass, but you wiped it fucking one time and the other half is still dirty. You didn't fucking do your job. You know what I'm saying? Fucking sell this shit. Make sure you're fucking good to go. Make sure he bites on it and then go. All right, so here's what we're going to do, guys, just because it's already counting down on me 2 minutes. I'm going to hang this up. I'm going to pick it right back up. We're going to talk coverages for, I got to go. I got shit to do, but I'll give you guys 15 more minutes. All right? All right. I'm just going to use some of this Sanu film I've been collecting. I don't really know what the fuck is what. All right, let's talk about this. All right. All right, so let's talk about this, okay? This is how, the coverage triangle comes in, okay? So a lot of this is based on film study, right? The first thing you guys got to understand is whatever rules I'm giving you, there's no such thing as concrete coverage rules. Everyone's taught to play coverages differently. The guys have different tendencies. So, whatever I'm telling you it has to be adjusted week to week. All right? But here's what I can tell you, is that, all right, pre-snap, I see this guy really far outside the hash. Look at his relationship. So my coverage triangle is him, him, and him, right? Him, and him. This guy is really the keys to the test. The safety is really the guy that's going to dictate most of the coverages. In the NFL, they can do a lot. They can do a much better job disguising shit. But for most of the level you guys play at, this guy's outside of the number 2 receiver right here. There's not a ton of other coverages he can play. He's fucking 15 yards back, outside. outside leverage, like I'm thinking right away, all right, this is some sort of cover 2. Now again, like this is just me guessing. Like here's what, like hopefully you guys understand this. Like I'm just fucking guessing. I've never watched the Colts a day in my life. But like going into the week, I would start to watch film with a totally open mind, not having a fucking clue what they play, not having a clue with no preconceived notions. I just watch and say, what coverage is this? Cover 2, cover 2, cover 2. And then so you pick up those tendencies slowly based on how they play. So your coverage triangle really means nothing until you figure out the tendencies. Like, does that make sense? Whoever was asking for the coverage triangle, I think it was James Matson. I know all you guys, and I know Brandon was asking too. So like, Brandon, retype your question in whatever it was, the cover 2 versus catch thing, how to read the safety. But so anyway, all right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like, you gotta know week to week, first of all, like what the fuck their shit is for it to mean anything. But right here, what I'm guessing is this guy's low outside leverage. So, he's not playing any sort of quarters, because if he was playing quarters, he'd have to be inside leverage of me and playing it like man to man. He's not going to play quarters this way. This guy's really wide to play quarters. Like if you're quarters, you got to be that 9th guy in the box. Like you're a run defender. So I'm just asking myself, can he do his job in these positions? I guess he could roll to the middle of the field from this position. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he could start to roll to the middle of the field. That's not out of the question. He can't really play quarters from this deep and this far outside. So again, I'm just starting to like eliminate shit. I'm watching this guy and I'm saying, all right, he can't really play quarters. He's inside leverage unless he bails right away. Like, I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking in my head, all right, this looks a lot like cover 2. The one guy who doesn't belong is this guy, right? This guy is kind of like, why is he outside leveraging me? Why is he pressing me? They play some sort of 2-man. Then I ask myself, what's the situation? I don't have the down and distance here, but here we go. So what's the situation? So it's 3rd and 10, right? So now just my football IQ is saying like 3rd and 10. All right, that's a 2-man situation, right? So a lot of guys might play 3rd and 10, 2-man, 3rd and 10. Here's the thing with 2-man. A lot of time, so yeah, this is a good 2-man situation. Could easily be 2-man. All right, but these guys all work in conjunction. Now, now look what happens. If I've ever seen this on film, this is what true cover 2 looks like. This is true cover 2. Once he comes. What do I always talk about? He's the wall player. He's preventing you from getting inside. So he's heavy inside leverage right here, right? This guy is kind of, he wants to force you back inside, but they're also playing 2 read right here. He's trying to read number 2 and jump this shit by Sanu because he knows he's got so much room. So like, this is like a 2-trap blitz, right? Like they're bringing pressure here. But like this guy, like, so first of all, here's a lesson for you guys. Again, it's just hard for me. Part of the reason why I haven't done a lot of coverage stuff is it's hard for me to articulate it in a very general sense, and I don't want to give you guys bad ideas anyway. Sorry for continuing to flip this over. Here's one lesson. You got to ask yourself first, can this defender come, right? Can he blitz? Yes, he can because he's capped by a safety, okay? Yes. Joseph just put it very well. Instead of trying to figure out necessarily what coverage it is, you're basically using process of elimination to determine what coverage it's not and have a plan for the coverage you think it could be. I couldn't have worded that better. I don't give a fuck if you know the difference between 2 sky or 2 cloud or 2 blitz fucking this or 2, fuck all that. Like, how does it affect your job, right? I gotta know how this corner is gonna play me. By process of elimination, I know he's not playing me inside leverage man-to-man. So I eliminate all my inside leverage plans. Like, you just have to compartmentalize the information you need to know your job. So really what you need to know is how are these guys going to play me, right? This is a huge, like, so the first thing you have to ask yourself, all right, can this guy pressure? Can he come? As long as there's a safety over the top who can recover for him, yes. If you see this safety, so like right now you're thinking, all right, he's pressed up in a cover 2 look. I've seen them run some trap 2 blitz on film. This guy looks like he could be coming. As soon as this guy starts to creep to the middle of the field, you know he can't come. Does that make sense? As soon as, so like if you think based on film, this guy might be a press kind of blitz linebacker, you just got to make sure that he's capped. As long as he's capped by the safety and there's somebody over the top to take his place, then he is a threat to come. The minute this guy starts moving towards the middle of the field, he no longer is a threat to come because he will not blitz if he's not capped, unless it's a really poorly designed defense. This guy is not in a position to defend you from all the way in there. So that's the first question you ask yourself. So right here, he's in position to blitz. I bet they saw this on film. This is just as predictable as like a corner cap blitz. Like see the indicators and know it. I don't know what the indicators are because I haven't seen them. But so Sanu here, Sanu's running the stick route, right? Sanu knows as soon as this guy comes, he knows it. So I'm sure right now Mo has some sort of plan to run this stick route versus some sort of press outside leverage, right? And it's also the tendencies of the players in the field, 100%, right? But Mo right now has a plan to run this stick route versus some sort of outside leverage press coverage. As soon as he comes, he knows it's cover 2. There's no guessing. Like right now, there's not a more cover 2 triangle I could ever hope to show you guys in the world. Heavy inside leverage linebacker, high and wide safety, low and outside leverage corner. There's not a more what do you call it? Like fundamental cover 2 triangle than this right here. Once that nickel linebacker blitzes, that's the cover 2 triangle right there. So now you know it's cover 2. Okay, I know that this guy's job is to wall me off, so I just gotta stay away from him. But I know that this guy's trying to take my fucking head off. I know this trap 2 corner is trying to fuck me up. So who do I gotta stay away from if I'm Mohamed Sanu? I gotta make sure I settle right in this zone, stem inside a little bit to stay away from that corner. But then I know that if I just stare right at him like he does, I know that if I just stare at him, right, and keep my eyes up, he's got to defend this cover 2, this middle of the field throw. So I know he's not really a factor. This guy's just going to sit right there. The guy I got to stay away from is him. I can't break out and get my head taken off. So what I do, I settle right here in the zone and wait for the ball patiently, catch and pierce. Right? You know that Mo knew what the coverage was by the way he catches the ball. He knows right now he protects himself right away and gets upfield because he knows that corner's coming. Right? That's how you last 8 years in the NFL and don't get fucking decapitated. It's because you know what the coverage is, so you know where your tacklers are coming from. So like if you're really dynamic, like Mo's not dynamic like this with the ball in his hands. Like he's good with the ball in his hand. But I'm talking about if you're like a Hollywood Brown, right? The way you fucking take advantage of your skills is you know where your tacklers are coming from, and you know that he's the force player, and he's trying to force everything in, and if I can stick one foot in the ground and make him miss and get outside, I'm going to score a touchdown. Like, that's the fucking really high-level fucking thinking of this shit. That guys say, he's a freak of nature with the ball in his hands. No, he's just fucking educated. He's just fucking smart football player. That's why he's in the NFL. All these guys. I can't stand when we fucking call athletes freaks like they're not fucking intelligent guys who fucking are mastered their craft. Right? So he settles right there in the zone. He knows where his tacklers are coming from because as soon as this guy blitzes, he knows it's cover 2. He knows who he has to stay away from. Catch and pierce in between the two guys. Protect your body. Get down. Okay, so let's just keep looking at this. Let me open up... All right, so let's just talk about these real quick. So what was your question, Joseph? So if the safety's at the hash is deep outside, what coverages can you delete by process of elimination? So if the safeties are deep outside the hash, right? Like there's also, you guys got to realize there's pre-snap alignments. They can fuck with you pre-snap. Like they can be wherever and then get, but post-snap alignments never lie, right? So if like a safety's got to be, if he's got to be a middle of the field safety, let's see what the fuck this cut up is. Last time I tried to show the Bosco kids this cut up, this shit was a mess. This is the fucking Coach Liebs heyday at Rutgers, baby. Last time Rutgers was any good. Okay, here's a fucking great picture. So, here he is, right? Boundary safety, deep outside the hash. If he's going to be a middle of the field safety, if he's going to get and play this fucking guy vertical up the hash, he better get inside the hash sometime before the ball snapped or near it. Right? So again, he can start here and dick around with you all he wants, but at some point, he's going to get his ass to the middle of the field to do his job. Right? So again, there's pre-snap alignments, there's post-snap. Okay, so let's look at this triangle right here. Here's the difference between cover 2 and cover 4. Okay? Here's a fundamental, like this is why college football is great to watch, because in the NFL, you don't get the same fundamentally sound alignments, because in the NFL they can do whatever the fuck they want because they're in the NFL and they're experts, they're the pros, they're the best of the best. These guys are all dumb idiots. Like, so I don't mean that in any demeaning way. They're all 19-year-old kids. Like every 20-year-old kid is a moron. I'm sorry, all of you guys are fucking morons. I was a moron when I was 20. There's not a single smart person between the ages of 18 and 22. You guys are all idiots. I was an idiot the same way. So like, when I'm putting my livelihood in the hands of a bunch of just children, like I'm putting my livelihood in the hands of children, I'm gonna make sure their fundamental alignments are exact. right? Because if I lose a fucking game because this kid decides not to be aligned properly, I'd rather give the coverage away and have him aligned properly and just line up and play ball than let you disguise shit. So but in the NFL, they get paid millions to do their job. So you give them way more freedom because they're grown men, they're professionals, they're keeping the lights on in their house by doing their job. Right? So it's understand the difference in mentality is the difference in the way this is coached. So like, it's why you can't really look at NFL film and think that that's reality. Right? Like, as coaches, I'm going to give my NFL guys freedom because I know that he's not going to fuck around because he can't feed his family without doing this the right way. In college, all you guys are fucking up for grabs, man. Like any one of you could be a loose cannon. Who knows whose girlfriend his girlfriend could have just broke up with him. He might have just failed a test. His mother might be having troubles at home. Like, everyone is fucking distracted by shit. So my long-winded answer, like, that's why college football is better to study, because as a coach, I'm going to make sure you're exactly where the fuck you need to be because I want to take it out of your hands. I do not trust 18 to 22-year-old kids with my ability to feed my family as a coach. All right, so this is Ohio State. They're always going to be aligned perfectly. Okay? Cover 2 triangle. Again, ask him, can he do his job? Low and outside leverage. Why? All right, looking in at the quarterback because he's probably reading number 2. If it's quarters coverage, his only responsibility for the first 10 yards is his only responsibility really, period, in quarters is to play this guy man to man. So if it's quarters coverage, I'm going to sneak inside here and I'm going to stare at my man. Look at this down here. Sneak inside leverage, he's staring at his man. Okay? If I'm playing a cover 2 inside linebacker, my job is to prevent you from getting here, the soft spot of the zone. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be heavy inside leverage to really discourage you from wanting to come in here. I'm going to make sure I have the advantage of walling you off, and I want to force you into the middle of this triangle because that's where all my help is, okay? Defenses always want to outnumber offenses. So watch this. They have 1, 2, 3 over 2 guys, okay? They have 1, 2, 3, 4 over 3 guys. Right? Defenses always want a numbers advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3. That's fundamentally sound. 1, 2, 3 over 4 over 2. Okay? Everything is in triangles and squares, sort of. 4s and 3s over those guys. Okay? Yeah, Brandon, just rewatch this tomorrow and you'll see the rest of this. All right? So, again, just ask them what their jobs are. His job is to defend this ball here. So he's getting way outside of that. If it was quarters, look where he's going to be. Inside leverage, playing this inside out. Okay, just see the difference here, guys. He's splitting 2 and 3. This guy is outside of number 2. All right, this guy is a flat defender. So his job is to play the hitch ball down here to the field, to play this out. So where is he aligned? He's not protecting the inside right here. He's aligned head up, ready to run outside and defend these flats, right? So it's subtle differences. But he's 2, 3 yards inside leverage. He's a yard inside, maybe head up leverage, because their jobs are totally different. All right, so this is how the triangles tell you the difference in coverage. He's playing the number 2 receiver inside out. He's playing the number 1 receiver inside out because this is man to man. Quarter safeties read through these guys. They play the run first, and they play man to man when you run vertical. This guy is not. He's reading the number 2 receiver trying to jump him because he's got the flat area. So it's his body position and where his eyes are because his coach has told him to be disciplined, right? Like that. These fundamentals show up in high school football, in college football. In professional football, it's not the same consistency. They can do whatever they want. But again, based on film, I already know what they're playing because I know that Ohio State's a cover 6 team in film, and I know I know that this kid's an All-American, Leonte Carroo, and so they're going to play They're going to play cloud over him to take him away, and they're going to play quarters to the field. That's just who they are. All right, everyone see that? Now let's look at this one. I don't know how we fast forward to pass this. All right, so now you're asking me. Right now you've gotten their tendencies, right? My guess is that there's not many times where you see a press inside leverage corner with a safety over the top. My guess is that based on all the film you watch, there's a huge tendency that when he's press inside leverage and there's no other receivers to this side, right? Why is this safety over the top when there's not another threat? Either he's that good and they've decided to double him or something's coming, right? Because again, why would he be over here? There's 3 guys in the field. Yet this backside safety is paying all his attention to number 1 backside because something's coming. Inside leverage, safety over the top, corner blitz. right? Like, those are the indicators that give it away. Because I bet you every other time that they play press man back here, they say, we're fucking Ohio State. This is Eli Apple, motherfucker. He's going to be the number 10 pick in the draft. You're going to lock this guy up man-to-man by yourself. That's how they normally play versus 3x1. Once you see something that's abnormal, you're like, oh shit, alert, 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 cat. Because this fucking is a tendency that cat's coming. That's what he's doing. He's yelling cat. So what happens? The back comes and picks it up. And we still get sacked, but the back did his job. He picked the corner up. Okay, 3x1. Or sorry, empty again. Now look at the difference. So empty, empty, right? Started an empty. They look like they're in that same probably like cover 6-ish look. Okay, now he goes to the backfield. We know it's not man-to-man because nobody runs with him. They just shift inside. Now look at the difference. See the difference between the cat look and this look? They're locking this guy up man-to-man. He's in the middle of the field because he's robbing number 3. Right? Like this, like they see how these little subtle movements, but he moves towards the middle because his job changes. He's not worried about this guy because I'm taking my fucking corner who's going to be a first-round pick and we're locking him up. Now I'm taking him. I want him to help number 3 vertical because the biggest mismatch on the field right now are these two slow linebackers versus these two receivers. So I need a safety over the top of both these guys. And in this defense, you have to have stud fucking corners in this defense. I'm going to trust that you're going to take him away and you're going to take him away. And now now I got 9 guys to defend the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 guys to defend the middle, and I got baller corners to defend the outsides. That's the fundamentals of this defensive philosophy. It does not work without great corners. And then what do we got? So where do we take our best matchup? Our best matchup is, we have loose coverage outside running a hitch. Let's take a fucking hitch versus the number 1 team in the country. We'll take it every time. Want to talk about everything's a fade till it's not? He's only looking at you. Right, the corner moves back immediately because, again, Joseph, what did I tell you? The coach gives them robotic fucking tendencies because I am not going to let this 18-year-old kid do his own fucking thing and I'm going to lose a game at home at Rutgers and have to worry about my fucking family having to move towns and get fired. So in college, I'm going to hammer home to him that he's exactly where the fuck he needs to be. So they are almost these good teams are fun to play against because they're almost robotic. It's like an army. Right? Alabama, Ohio State, it's like the way the army marches in sync. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like, it's the same shit. You don't fucking step out of line at these schools. So they're easy to decipher their coverages until they start really mixing it up. But I know right now, look, the corner gets right into position, starts shifting back. Now his eyes are no longer in the backfield, this corner. His eyes are staring right at the receiver. So if I'm the quarterback and I see, oh shit, they got 9 fucking guys defending the middle, but I got an All-American receiver out here one-on-one against their All-American corner. This is my best matchup. They got numbers over here. Look how many numbers they got. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you know on film that they really got 5 because his job is to fucking take away number 3 right here. He's the fucking run stopper. He's going to set the edge. He's a run stopper. He's late contain in the run. All right, but if you know that as the quarterback, and as the receiver, you should know the ball's coming to me. Now all you got to do as the receiver, once you've eliminated all this shit, and you know you basically have soft man back here. All you got to do is what? All you got to do is self fade with your body language, right? Watch what Leonte does. Did a good job. Pads down, full speed, sell it, drop pop, and it's just sudden. It's not that hard. Just have enough speed that the corner zone turns. Right? He man turns. I mean, he's afraid of you running by him, so he opens his hips, and then you fucking snap that shit down. Boom. And guess what? That's fucking 12 yards versus the number 2 team in the country. This is the year they won the national championship. I'll take 12 yards because I just understand coverages versus a team much better than us. That's how you win these fucking games, by doing these little things right time after time. All right, motion. Again, right? Looks like 6. Fuck you. All right, before the motion, looks like cover 6, like we talked about, right? This guy is pretty much head up, so he can get outside right away, play the flat. He's playing inside leverage man. This safety here is playing inside out on this number 2 receiver. Okay, but now this guy's getting a little wider. He's fucking 4 yards, 5 yards outside the hash. This guy's a little further inside to protect the middle. He's outside leverage. Right here, the slight differences in the coverage triangle. Then you motion. It goes from cover 6 to cover 4 cheat. Right? It goes from 6 to 4 cheat. This safety knows he has help. He has support. So he doesn't have to worry about number 3. He can move out and just focus on playing number 2. Because he's coming over to take. If this guy goes vertical, he's going to rob that. If he goes vertical, he's got a man-to-man. If he goes vertical, he's got a man-to-man. If this guy disappears, if this number 2 receiver disappears, he's taught to say if something goes out, something's coming back in. So if number 2 disappears, then the safety knows to get his eyes on the outside and expect something coming back in. Right? Those are the rules of cover 2. In this case, right, the safety's reading the quarterback's eyes, and even though number 2 disappears, he sees his eyes, and he sees the quarterback looking the total opposite way, and he doesn't worry about getting his eyes on number 1. I'll probably make some coverage shit with what we just talked about, like a final post. I was holding that shit up there for a minute. All right, but hopefully that helps. Let me know if it doesn't. If you guys still have questions, DM me. I've gotten through everybody's initial evals now. I think I got 5 left, which I'm going to knock out right now. So pretty much, Jaffa says I should do a 12-hour BeanTallk. Yo, we should do like some fundraiser. It'd actually be kind of smart. BeanTallk fundraiser, 12 hours of Coach Liebs, and I just fucking spit game for fucking 12 hours. I'd have to probably drink a few beers if I was going to do that. I'd have to figure out what the formula would be to go 12 hours straight. It'd be a lot of knowledge, though. It'd be fun. Anyway, as always, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hit me in the DM if you got questions. I'll see you soon. Peace.